Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's edition of Trump News from Trump Revolution, featuring Ivo Visick, your friendly undercover reporter. Today's date is January 23rd, 2017, day 4 of the Trump Revolution. On this episode, we'll cover 3 stories that highlight the thuggery of the anti-Trumpers, one involving ISIS, one involving fire, and one involving yet another celebrity privileged thug. We'll look at the digital numbers for President Trump's inauguration. And finally, Michelle Obama versus Malia in fashion. And now, our top story. ISIS-inspired anti-Trumper terrorizes Deplorables. Paul Joseph Watson introduced a theory that radical Islamists, like ISIS, are now working more directly with the Democrats now that they're out of power. A recent effort by an anti-Trumper to terrorize Trump supporters by showing ISIS beheading videos to them on his phone through a restaurant window lends some credence to that theory. Watson, referring to a manifesto entitled Black Flags from Rome, said, "European Muslims allying with left-wing activists. It's clearly stated in the manifesto that jihadists and left-wingers will start to work together in small cells of groups to fight and sabotage against the financial elite. Whether they have aligned or not, the tactics are becoming increasingly similar between the two groups. Don't you think?" Anti-Trumper sets Trump supporters' hair on fire at inauguration. That's right, folks. An anti-Trumper decided that talking with Trump supporters wasn't working for him, so he decided to set the Trump supporters' hair on fire while she had her back turned to him. At first, no one knew what happened, but video would reveal that a man in a black jacket actually set her hair on fire. To the credit of the anti-Trumpers, just about all of the folks there disavowed themselves of the action and apologized to the young woman who was assaulted. Remember, folks, just because someone opposes Trump doesn't mean that they're like the fringe thugs that, unfortunately for them, share the stage with them. And if you don't believe us, here's a video of the assault.
No justice! No justice! No justice for democracy was right!
Oh!
Justice for democracy sounds right! Justice for democracy was right! Show me what democracy was right! Show me what democracy... I'm extremely, that was just hard. Nobody deserves that.
Shia LaBeouf assaults Trump supporters while screaming, "He will not divide us!" Irony. Shia LaBeouf was caught on film demonstrating anti-Trump thuggery, celebrity privilege, and utter and stupendous irony. He decided to use his celebrity privilege to verbally assault and physically intimidate one Trump supporter and attack another Trump supporter. Unfortunately for the privileged star, the whole thing was caught on video. Where does the stupendous irony come from? Well, while he was assaulting 2 men for not sharing his political views, he was screaming, "He," referring to President Donald Trump, "will not divide us! He will not divide us!" Don't believe your underground reporter? Well, watch the video for yourself.
He will not divide us. He will not divide us. He will not divide us.
Trump inauguration breaks LiveStream viewing records. In a report by Washington Times, the numbers are in for the digital viewing of the inauguration of our 45th president. And by those counts, President Trump has got himself a record. From Washington Times, Akamai Technologies, which provides delivery of video content to major news organizations, corporations, retailers, and organizations around the world, has this report. Video streaming coverage of the 2017 presidential inauguration is the largest single live news event that the company has delivered, calling the event a new benchmark for live video traffic, which bested such events as the Rio Olympics and the 2016 Euro soccer tournament. According to the company, they estimate approximately 4.6 million people watched just their live stream event. The overall numbers for online viewing is around 20 million, also an historic high. By television standards, President Trump's inauguration ranks third behind Reagan's inauguration in 1981, which got 42 million viewers, and Obama's inauguration in 2009, with his 38 million viewers. President Trump topped out at 31 million viewers. Beyond the numbers, one thing is clear. The man in the Oval Office, the man with the power to undo the mess of the previous president, is President Donald Trump. And that, at the end of the day, is all that matters. Is Michelle Obama the fashion icon Malia can never be? Forbes magazine has a title to die for. That is, if you're part of the progressive hate coalition. It reads, Melania Trump is fashionable, but she's unlikely to become a fashion icon like Michelle Obama. First of all, who, outside of the Obama circle of sycophants, ever considered Michelle Obama a fashion icon? Of course, as the First Lady, she's going to have access to the top designers in the world, but fashion icon? I'm not saying she doesn't have some fashion sense, but fashion icon? So far, there's only been one fashion icon in the history of First Ladies, at least in the last 100 years, and that's Jackie O. Will Melania become a fashion icon? Well, that remains to be seen. One thing is certain for any observer that does not look upon Barry O as the second coming of Christ, Michelle Obama was not a fashion icon. Let's hope the writer of this fluff piece that contradicts reality, Rachel Bergstein, doesn't actually write about fashion, because clearly she doesn't know her off the rack from the latest season sensation. Thank you for joining us on this Trump News Report featuring Ivo Fisick. Join us tomorrow for another edition of the Trump News Report from the Trump Revolution. Find out more about the Trump Revolution at TrumpRevolutionUSA.com.